Are we hot? Yes, we are. Uh, Thank you. Thank you all for coming to another of our concert series. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We've done, I don't know how many concerts here. This is sponsored by our nonprofit. It's called Destiny City Music Collective. We do music education, library programs, after-school programs, private lessons, as well as concerts like these, which are, we go out of our way to make sure that they're free and available to anybody who wants to partake in our cultural, I really should have rehearsed this. Okay, yeah, I'm winging it here. Thank you for coming, and thank you for everybody who's listening online. We're streaming, and this is a very special moment or concert for myself because I love the music of Ireland and the culture, and so I'm very happy to have my friends and our band, Mia DeLuzio on the fiddle, Ryan Bowering on the vocals and bodhrán, Sean Kelly, the banjo and vocals, and me.
His name's Ken.
Yes, thank you. So yeah, this is the banter. We got to have some banter here. I just wanted to say a little bit about our nonprofit. We appreciate your donations. We have a scholarship fund, so that everyone, our mission is for affordable, quality music education for everyone, and I think that's very important. As Louis Armstrong said, music is life, and so that's very important to us. And so we thank you for coming, and thank you for listening, and we're going to play some music for you.
Keep your eyes well peeled today. The tall, tall men, they're on their way. They're searching for the mountains, hey, the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mashed, the corn, the barley, and the bread. Run like a devil from the excise bank, keep the smoke from rising Barney. A gallon for the butcher and a quart for Tom, and a bottle full of poor old Father John, to keep the poor old dear along in the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mashed, the corn, the barley, and the bread. Run like a devil from the excise bank, keep the smoke from rising Barney. Now swing to the left, now swing to the right, sure the excise man can dance all night. He is drinking a potato till the broad daylight in the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash, the corn, the barley, and the bread. Run like a devil from the excise man, keep his smoke from rising Barney. Stand your ground and don't you fall. The excise men, they're at the wall. Jesus Christ, they're drinking it all in the hills of Connemara. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash, the corn, the barley, and the bread. Run like a devil from the excise man, keep his smoke from rising Barney. Gather up the pots and the old tin can, the mash, the corn, the barley, and the bread. Run like a devil from the excise man, keep his smoke from rising Barney. Thank you very much. So the song we started with was called Banish Misfortune. That's an old jig of unknown origin from Celtic times. It could be 1,000 years old, it could be 1,500 years old, it could be 500, no one really knows. At some point in the 1700s, somebody wrote it on a piece of paper, stuck it in a book, started selling it. It kind of traveled around the world, and now these songs are with us all the time. Even here in Seattle, this traditional music is played all around at bars, pubs. There's people all around here, huge scene, folks playing that traditional Irish music. We followed it up there with one called John Ryan's Polka, another traditional song, and then we played Hills of Connemara. It's a slightly more modern tune. It's a fun, kind of a fun song written in County Galway about the taxmen that come along to collect the money, and they found the moonshine stash, and so they drank it all, because what are you going to do to the taxman if he drinks your illegal moonshine? You know, you don't really have any options there, so.
Yes. I should also say, feel free to clap along, stomp your feet.
Sing along.
Sing along. Yes. Curse the British. That's our Irish tradition. If you want to dance, that's fine. Just don't dance a jig while we're playing a reel, because that would be weird. Let's just have a sit down during the slip jigs, because they're very difficult.
All right, so we're going to play a slightly more modern song here, Galway Girl, a song written by Steve Earle in the 2000s, but made famous when covered by an Irish musician named Mundy, along with another woman named Sharon Shannon. Well, I took a stroll down the old long walk on the day I met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes are blue. And I knew right then I'd be taking a whirl down the Salt Hill prom with the Galway girl. Halfway there when the rain came down on the day and she took me up to her flat downtown on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl, and I lost my heart to a Galway girl. a broken heart and a ticket home. And I ask you, friends, what's a fella to do if her hair was black and her eyes are blue? You see, I've traveled around, I've been all over this world. I ain't never seen nothing like a Galway girl. Ho! And I ask you, friend, what's a fella to do when her hair was black and her eyes are blue? You see, I've traveled around, I've been all over this world. Boys, I ain't never seen nothing like a Galway girl. I ain't never seen nothing like a Galway girl. Thank you. And we have subsequently answered that question, what to do when her hair is black and her eyes are blue. The answer is just leave her alone. She's going to be fine without you interfering in her day.
Honestly, if it was a real Galway girl, she probably would pull the knife on her.
Well, she did leave him in the middle of the night. He did wake up alone with his heart broken. So. He, Okay, we're going to play a song called Will Ye Go, Lassie Go. It's also known as Wild Mountain Time. This is a Scottish-Irish folk song that no one really knows where it came from, and then kind of became, got written down in the 1700s again, and first recorded in 1950. And this is one of the first songs that Mia and I started to realize that there's a lot of mention of herbs in Irish music. It's a thing.
Yeah,
So,
Wild Mountain Thyme is an herb, not a
yeah, it grows. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Will you go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love about near yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love she were gone, I would surely find another where wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie? together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? No, the summertime is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to play a little set here of traditional Irish music for you, I think. Oh, we skipped. No, I skipped one. All right, we're playing Rise Into the Moon. Okay, so this one is interesting. This was written in the 1860s to motivate Irish who are about to once again go to war with the British. It's referring to an unsuccessful Irish rebellion in 1798, and the subsequent rebellion was also unsuccessful, unfortunately. But we got a great tune out of the whole thing.
If I can add a fun fact. We had a great little trip to Ireland a few years ago, and one of the interesting things that we found was that, is anybody familiar with the term beyond the pale? Beyond the pale. Really? I mean,
I've heard that term, Ken.
okay. Thank you. Yeah. So, all right, this may not have much meaning, but what was referred to as the pale was the circumference around Dublin. It was like 50 miles, and that was where, if you were, an English colonizer, you were safe. Beyond the pale, you probably were not safe.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's a testament to the ferocity of the Irish resistance. So I should also say, this uprising didn't work out too well for the Irish, like so many of them. However, I think that they'll have the last laugh, because in our lifetime, we'll probably see Ireland's 32 united under the same flag. So.
Oh, come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. Hush, my buckle, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be, at the old spot by the river, quite well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle out the marching tune, with your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, with your pikes upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating for the blessed morning light. To the Meng along the valleys, to the Banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, and 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon. Singing river, that black mass of men were seen. High above their shining weapons flew their own beloved green. Death to every foe and traitor, whistle out the marching tune, and hurrah me boy for freedom at the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, with your pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, and 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, and hurrah me by for freedom at the rising of the moon. All right, now we're going to play a short set of traditional music for you. So if you don't know, we're going to play a jig, we're going to play slip jig, and we're going to play a reel. Jigs are in 6/8. Those are the ones that people typically hear in their minds when they think Irish traditional music. It's the do-da-da, 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 do-da-da. You'll see it. The second one we're going to play is a slip jig. It's a bit weird. They're in 9/8, so they have these strange phrases where it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. So it's a bit strange. It's a unique little feature of that style of traditional music. And then the last one we're going to play is a reel. So it's still Irish traditional music, Celtic traditional music, but it's in 4/4, a little bit more straightforward. Morrigan, while he tunes, this music, you know, it's thousands of years old. It's not really only from Ireland. It's very much associated with Ireland, and a lot of it was from Ireland, and the Irish really did like latch onto it, and that culture remained. But these songs were developed all over Europe, really, as far as like northern Spain and east of Britain over thousands of years. No one really knows where they came from, but they're go ahead. They're
Say, I was going to throw the word Celtic in here, which I think is actually more appropriate to for a lot of this stuff, because that it's a tradition that's, as you Ryan said, is very long and convoluted, and every culture in here makes their own little changes to it, takes these great musical ideas and makes them their own. So that's one of the things that makes this a very, very unique musical style.
So the first one is called Morrison's Jig. The second one is going to be called Spatter the Dew, and the last one is called Bucks of Oranmore. Great, Ken. I saw some faces out there. They're like, that is clearly a slip jig. What is he doing? Yeah. They were offended.
Sometimes I start with a jig and I slip and do a slip jig. Yeah. And the other shit.
So I'm going to have the other members of our band stand by awkwardly while I play a 3-minute song by myself. Just because I love this song so much. It's called Shevog Shevor.
Okay, I imagine you guys have mostly heard this one. It's a more modern song written in 1979 by a gentleman named Pete St. John. Tells the story of a young couple who were torn apart by, again, British rule. There's a theme here. During the famine, stole some food, you know, to feed his kids. During that time when most good food in Ireland was being shipped out in favor of British rule, and people in Ireland were left hungry. But this song was obviously written in 1979 about that time, about this young man being deported to Australia to go to prison. If you didn't know that, Australia started as a British penal prison camp. That's the story there. So it's called Fields of Athenry, and if you know this one, go ahead and sing along.
It also has been used as the soccer anthem for the Irish team. So yeah, it's kind of a weird theme song for the.
Yeah,
they chant it. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is
Yeah,
strange.
every game. It's weird.
We need some staff tune our instruments for us.
Some roadies to swap out
Yeah.
guitars.
I think I see some kids in the audience taking you guys on the road.
My daughter back there, she can do it for us.
weird electronic stuff. Okay, so just ignore that. No.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they've taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. You must now raise our child with dignity. Lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she'll live and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Thank you.
So I actually got kind of reintroduced to Irish music a few years back when I got hired to play with this orchestra doing a St. Patrick's Day show, and they did this song called Star of the County Down that I had actually never heard, and but Anders really loved it so much that in his like second grade yearbook he had a little feature, and it was like, favorite song. Everybody else would probably be, like, I don't know, some pop thing. But he's like, Andrew, what's Andrew's your favorite song? Star of the County Down. That's really awesome. So I'll always remember it for that.
This one being about the most popular topic, probably being drinking. Third most popular topic we've decided is herbs and spices. The second most popular topic in these vocal Celtic tunes is definitely beautiful women. So that's what this one is about.
Well, there's also oppression.
Yeah, fighting.
Exactly. Yeah. So this one is definitely though about a young lady that caught a man's eye and heart. Give me a note. In chord, Kim? Near Banbridge Town in the county down one evening last July. Down a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so neat in her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, I had to shake myself to make sure I was standing there. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I'd sing like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. As she onward sped, and I shook me head, and I gazed at the feeling weird. And I said, says I, to a passerby, who's the one with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me, and with pride says he should gemmel the violence crown. Young Rosie McGann from the banks of the Bann, and the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. She'd a soft brown eye and a look so sly, and a smile like a rose in June. You held each note from her auburn throat as she lilted lamenting tunes. At the pattern and that she'd be in a trance as she skipped through a jig over reel. When your eye she'd roll, and she'd lift your soul, and your heart she would lightly steal. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. That the harvest fair should be surely there, and I'll dress in me Sunday clothes. Well, my hat cocked right, and my shoes shone bright, smile from the nut brown rose. No horse all the yoke or pipe all smoked till the rust in the plough turned brown. And a smiling bride by my own fireside since the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. She'd a soft brown eye and a look so sly, and a smile like a rose in June. And you held each note from her auburn throat as she lilted lamenting tunes. The pattern that she'd be in a trance as she skipped her a jig or a reel. When your eyes she'd roll, and she'd lift your soul, and your heart she would lightly steal. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. Near Banbridge Town in the county down one evening last July. Down a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so neat in her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, I had to shake myself to make sure I was standing there. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay down to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the fair Colleen that I met at the county down. Thank you very much. Most of these vocal tunes were written in more modern times, but this one's very old. No one really knows where it came from. It's sang to the tune of another really famous song called Loch Lomond, which some people may have heard of. It's called Red as the Rose. Come over the hill the road, love, and I'll make the vow, and I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. 'Twas down by Killarney's green woods that we strayed, when the moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair, and she swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. It's not for the parting that my sister pains. It's not for the grief of my mother. It's all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, that my heart is breaking forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the Boyne. But my love is fairer than any. Thank you very much. I've been a drummer my whole musical career, and this is the first time I've sang in a band. And I've always wanted to go, thank you very much.
That was a great. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to say thank you all for coming here and listening and watching. Also, I say too much when I got a mic in front of me. I started out a long time ago teaching private lessons, and I realized I was pretty good at it. But then I realized something else, which is that private lessons cost way too much money, and most people can't afford them. A lot of people can't afford them. So I started bartering and just doing stuff for free, and then I thought, okay, well, this is great. Also, I'm broke, and eventually, that and my love of just performing and bringing great music to audiences, especially audiences who may not have heard that kind of stuff, was kind of my calling. And here we are now. We have a nonprofit called Destiny City Music Collective, and our mission is to bring love of music, to anybody who is willing and wants to partake in that. So if you know anybody who is interested in lessons, private lessons, as I said, we have a scholarship fund. So we really want to get more people, especially kids, involved in this stuff. As I've said many times, we had a great program at the library, the Moore Library, just yesterday. Had a bunch of great kids. Had one little 5-year-old kid who wasn't a great listener, but he may be the next Tito Puente, because the stuff that he did with the bongos was pretty pretty amazing. And so that's, that's what we live for. And we appreciate your donations. You can donate through our little cash jar there, or through our website, destinycitymusic.org. You can be assured that every dollar will be well spent. And so again, we thank you, and we got 2 more songs for you.
So we're going to play a hornpipe for you guys. It's a pretty well-known song. I imagine you've all heard it before. It's called Sailor's Hornpipe. These tunes this one in particular originates with the British Navy. These tunes were danced by soldiers on boats for fun, but also to just to keep moving and keep exercise. And they have a unique musical feature that you'll hear, which is they're phrased out, and at the end of each phrase, you get a little boop, boop, boop. So that's every hornpipe has that little boop, 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 and you'll hear that here now. Tempo. 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 Oh, you start. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Go around again. So had anyone never heard that tune before? No, right? It makes its way into the world somehow.
Popeye and the Sailor Man.
Yeah, you just know. Oh, it was in Popeye. You just know it, right? And then I think we have some bluegrass musicians in the crowd, do we not? Are there some blue? So you all, I'm sure that's buried in your brain, and you're like, why stop playing that? Yeah, okay, so we're going to play Wild Rover for you guys. We can't leave you without playing this one. This is our last song. I imagine you've all heard it, and then, yes, we would like you to sing along. So the chorus to this one is, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? Clap, no, never, no more. So please, if you're willing, sing it along at the top of your lungs. I don't have, oh, yeah, okay, so this is an English tune, 17th century English tune adopted by everybody and claimed by everybody. The Scots think it's theirs, and the English think it's theirs, and the Irish think it's theirs, and I guess it's just all of ours.
Really? Silent? Yep. Okay, so we got driving sequence.
think we're as ready as we're gonna be.
Really makes me good.
All right, you guys ready? You gonna sing with me here? Giving chord. Okay, this one's hard. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Well, I've been a wild rover for many's the year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I could have any day. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Well, I brought from me pockets 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskeys and wines are the best, and the words that I spoke, they were only in jest. 'Cause it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Well, I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they've caressed me as oft times before, well, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Let me hear you. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Happy St. Patty's Day, and thank you very much. Oh, and we are the Morrigans. If you want to look us up online, you'll see us out in the world, bars, pubs, hopefully some local festivals and whatnot. The Morrigans. Thank you so much. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yes, thank you again for coming. We greatly appreciate all our many donors who keep this going, things like this happening. Amia DeLucio on the fiddle. Mr. Ryan Bowering on the vocals and the boron. We got Sean Kelly. with the banjo and vocals. My name is Ken Jacobson, and please feel free, look us up, Destiny City Music Collective. We have this is being recorded and streamed, so you can see it again on our YouTube channel. We also have a website. You know, again, we really want to bring music education to people and youth. So we also have a mailing list and some flyers up front. So thanks again.